Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU and welcome back to Magic 2014 Best of 7 of Best of 7 series. And I know that I have gained quite a lot of subscribers since the last time I put a video from this series. I may have to explain to you what this is all about, so if you do want to learn about it, then quite frankly, you just need to watch the first video of this particular series. In short, it's a Best of 7 series, or Best of 7 in Magic 2014, and that's about that. Now, for those of you that have been watching those series and following it closely, you know that I'm currently losing 3-2, which means that this game will either be the final game and I'll lose, or I may tie up with gameslayer, who I'll be facing against, and then we'll have to fight our ace match. Which isn't really an ace match, it's just a final match, but whatever. And I hope I can win, so we can have one more video of this, but if I lose then too bad. I just hope that the ride will be enjoyable. Last time I was a little bit salty, and the time before that the gameplay was very salty, so I'm hoping for some really nice games that do not make anybody salty. Yeah, that's not gonna happen, it's Magic. Either way, let's have a very quick check at the deck manager. I'll just very briefly tell you what cards we are going to play as. Gameslayer was randoming first, so he got Dodge and Bend, he got Hunter Strength, he got Masks of the Mirror, and Sword of the Samurai. Now, Sword of the Samurai being an incredibly powerful pick, because Sword of the Samurai is just flat out the best deck in this entire game, there's no doubt about it. It can be countered, yes, but universally it's usually pretty effing good, no matter how we look at it. And we both admit it, freely. So yeah, this is probably a free win for Gameslayer, unless I get a favorable draw. It depends, but it's most likely a win for Gameslayer. Then he's got also Enter the Dracomancer, which I made him play as, and he also is playing as Chant of the Muldaya and Silver Might, actually, which is a deck we've only seen once before in a mirror match, which I won because I got the better elves. That was rather unfortunate. Now, from my side, I also have fairly good decks, just like Gameslayer, but mine are a little bit different. I do have Mind Maze, which is good. I hope to show you the powerful side again. I also have Deadwalkers. I'm pretty sure that it's either the first time I get to play as them, or maybe a second time, but the last game probably wasn't anything special, because otherwise I would remember it. Other than that, I've got Dodge and Bend somewhere around here, and I also have Avakin's Glory, which is a very powerful deck, obviously. I've got Sliver Hive, which Gameslayer made me play as, unfortunately, because I hate this deck to its bones. Chant of Muldaya, which I made myself play as because it's Chant of Muldaya, and HOC. What is HOC? What did I go for? Oh yeah, Hall of Champions, which is a deck I also picked for myself. Unfortunately, Swords of the Samurai were banned by Gameslayer for me, so I couldn't play as them. And I couldn't play as Swords of the Darkness, which are, even though they are arguably the worst deck in game, they are also one of the most fun players in my mind. And they have been winning games for me lately, so I'm really kinda sad I cannot play as them. Either way, I think this should be an enjoyable series, and I hope it will not be a 4-0 wipeout. I hope we will see some even matches, or at the very least some enjoyable matches, even if they are not even. So stay tuned for them. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are starting, and I decided to open it up with Sliver Hive, because it is a deck that I utterly hate, and I don't think I have showcased them before either, and I have no mana at all. 1 mana! Oh yeah, let's look at it again. 3 mana with okay cards. Alright, let's keep it, although it's kinda bad. So right off the bat, I can tell you that, unfortunately, yeah, things are not starting too well for me, but maybe it's a sign of my impending victory, maybe? The Almorphic Expanse doesn't show too much, unfortunately, from Gameslayer. Oh, it's Enter the Dracomancer. Alright, so Gameslayer is playing against the deck that he hates, and I'm playing against the deck that I hate. So, no matter who wins or loses this game, I think we both win in a way, because we get rid of our bad decks. So there's that. Now, can I confuse Gameslayer as to which deck I'm playing as? Potentially. Yes, I could do that. Now, can he recognize any of those icons? Actually, this icon is shared across many of the green decks, so he will not know which deck I'm playing as. But if he knows me at the very slightest, and he probably does, we keep fighting each other every time, every day. I mean, in fact, every second we are fighting each other in multiple games. We hate each other so much. So he probably knows how I'm thinking, and he knows I wouldn't start by going for Chant of Muldaya, although I'm known to do this kind of play, because I like to start up strong. At least that's what I used to do in the past. Now I'm trying to, Make sure the gameslayer is thrown off his game and see where it gets me. Alright, so 1/1 that basically can be resurrected when it dies for a sapling. Not a very big deal. Do you want to start by going for Predatory Sliver? Probably yes. I mean, there isn't really anything bad about it. I don't think gameslayer has any removal that can deal with that, or at the very least he doesn't have a lot of it, so I should be able to survive, at least for the time being. And more importantly, I block this guy from attacking, which is not a very big deal. He's only a 1/1 creature, and he's there to allow Gameslayer's dragons to eat it. Because, as I mentioned before, this guy is amazing when you eat him. You can eat him and you still have another creature to eat after you eat him, which is great. And Gamesslayer getting even more mana, which is troubling, to say the least, especially since I started off with one less card than he did, because I had to mulligan twice. He also has a 2/2 now on the board, which I obviously cannot fight against. The power of the Sliver Hive is in its ability to have at least like 2-3 slivers on the battlefield at the very least, because then they start to steamroll the opponents. However, if I cannot get my Sliver army going, then I'm simply going to get utterly stomped. And I still have no red mana, which is fairly problematic, because if I don't get anything red, I cannot play any of the cards I have in my hand. That being the Battle Sliver, one of the more powerful slivers. Not the best, but fairly strong. And the Thorncaster Sliver, which is just terrifying. I mean, look at this thing. And it also has a very scary ability, because I would basically be able to pick off Gameslayer's cards very easily. Still getting more mana. I don't think he needs this mana, so he's probably just trying to get more creatures on the board. And what I believe he might also be doing, he's drawing cards like crazy just to make sure that he can draw into dragons. Because last time the bane of his life was the fact that, oh, crying aloud, all red mana. Last time the bane of his life was that he couldn't draw any dragons ever. And that was a little bit unfortunate for him. So right now he's probably trying to draw as much mana as possible just to be able to draw dragons later, because the less mana he's got left in his deck, the more likely he is to draw dragons. Unfortunately, right now I still have no red mana, and without it I cannot do anything. And even if I do get red mana, what can I play? Not a single sliver. I mean, I can play the haste sliver, and that's about it. Do I want to? Not really, no. Alright, now this is just outright suspicious. Why is Gamesslayer attacking? He's got 5 mana, so this could mean a number of things. And obviously he knows I don't want to trade any of my slivers, so I'll just block that and I'll let 4 damage go through. And what is going to happen? Soul's Fire. Alright, I should have figured that he's going to play that. So I will lose my powerful sliver, which is very unfortunate. And Gameslayer's damage still goes through. I do kill one of Gameslayer's creatures, but I also lose my sliver as well. I should have sensed a trap. It was an obvious trap, but I didn't figure out it could have been a Soul's Fire. I think this game wants to just F me in the P right now. What did I say in the intro? That I hope that this is even? Yeah, so far it doesn't look like it's going to be. Well, I was also hoping that if it's not even, then at least it should be enjoyable. I'm having fun because I'm so far optimistically adjusted to this game, but seriously, game, just throw me a ball, let me not lose this horribly. I mean, I'm okay with losing my first match, but at least let me, you know, stand my ground. Even if I do get a red mana now, what can I do with it? Let's be entirely honest, not that much. I can play 1 sliver or use 1 shock, and that's it. Those are exclusives, because I'll need mana, red mana for both. Alright, instead I got more colorless slivers. That is not helpful in any way, since I do not have any buff slivers to accompany those. Now, if I had any of those buff slivers that buff all my slivers, then I would have a very powerful army. However, right now that is not the case, so I'm not only mana stuffed, I'm also mountain stuffed, which is something that Gamesslayer is definitely not. And now I'm pretty sure I just flat out die. This guy has mountain and forest cycling, but Gamesslayer decided to just play Emerald, right, because he can. He also got a Predator Dragon, which just is, I think, the nail in the coffin. There's no way I can stop a Predator Dragon. Slivers are notorious for not having pretty much anything whatsoever that can fight flying creatures, except for some instance, and that's it. And yeah, dragons in general are bad. However, if I do get a card that lets me... Oh wait, I died. Oh well. There was actually a card that would let me kill this guy, but unfortunately no, I'm just dead. Well, that was very anticlimactic for our first match. Also, I don't think you can vote for the Masama. I mean, by the time I'm recording this, you can still vote for Masama, but by the time you watch it, it will be too late. So, let's go to game number 2. That was unfortunate. Alright, match number 2 is starting. I went for Chant of Moldaya, reason being, I can almost guarantee that the gameslayer, that's not a bad hand, that gameslayer is not going to go for the Sword of the Samurai, and Sword of the Samurai shuts down Chant of Moldaya most of the times. So I'm liking this hand, not the best, but it does have Eldrazi. It has a very nice creature in the force of Fierce Empath. When he enters the battlefield, I may set my library for a creature card with converted mana cost 6 or greater, revealed, and put into my hand, which means basically a new Eldrazi in my hand. Plenty of mana, plenty of cards, I'll go for it. And let's not review my deck as of yet. Just keep gameslayer confused, although I'm pretty sure that this is my last green mana deck. No, I still have Hall of Champions, so he may think I'm playing as that. Either way, he knows I'm playing as something strong, and oh, will it be a Fight of the Titans? If gameslayer is playing as Hunter Strength, it will be a Fight of the Titans, who both will have very powerful and stumpy creatures. However, if he plays as Sylvan Might, then he'll be quite the opposite of this. He'll have a lot of weaker creatures that very well synergize with each other, which will, annoyingly enough, work fairly well against Chant of Moldaya. Surprisingly well. And oh, I'm pretty sure this is Sylvan Might. I could be wrong, but I have a vague memory of this card being in the Sylvan Might deck. I would need to see some more mana. And this mana card is in both Sylvan Might and Hunter Strength, so it doesn't help, obviously. Alright, so let's get more cards on, more lands on the battlefield. I need to get as much land as possible. If I can get an Eldrazi out early, then yes, I will be able to stand my ground against Gameslayer, but if that is not the case, then I'll be in a very bad situation. I will gladly use this ability, thank you very much, game. So, what did he say? Oh, he's not too happy, so I'm guessing he is playing as the Hunter Strength. Yeah, he certainly didn't expect me to go for Chant of Moldaya. He thought that I'll risk playing as a weaker deck. I will not. I need wins, and I need them badly. So I've lured them into a false sense of security by starting off with a weak deck, but now I'll just keep going with strong decks, and I will not stop. Alright, let's remove the quest tokens, get some mana on the battlefield, because it is quite frankly useful and important, and play my Fierce Empath. Now, what kind of creature do I want? Probably Primeval Titan, just because it can give me so much mana, and I already do have an Eldrazi, so let's use this ability. There are other possibilities. I mean, Avenger of Zendikar is decent, but Primeval Titan is probably what I'll go for. This guy, he's not good against green people. I'm still thinking Primeval Titan is probably my best bet, so let's confirm Primeval Titan. He knows that I have this guy now. I could have gone for Eldrazi, but honestly, in an Eldrazi deck, what you need the most are lands. And this is what can you win you the game, especially against Sylvan Might. But again, Gameslayer might be playing as Hunter Strength, and so far he's got nothing. He's got 3 mana and no cards on the battlefield. I've got 4, 5, 6 mana with 2 cards on the battlefield already. Fairly weak cards, yes, but they did their job. They gave me some more extra mana, they gave me cards, and I'm doing very well. Primeval Titan is going to go on the battlefield the next turn, which is going to give me even more mana. After that, I'll starve a little bit on the Eldrazi front. I only have 2 cards. One is Always That, which is actually really good. And the other is Ulmok's Crusher. And preferably I want to play Crusher first and then Always Dust. This doesn't kill mana, by the way, but it does kill everything else. And ooh, the Troll. This is a very powerful and nasty card, because this Troll is a very strong card. I mean, for 4 mana for free it isn't amazing, but you can regenerate him for very cheap, which makes it very difficult for you to kill him. Alright, now what do I want to do? This guy has bonus if I control 8 or more lands, which I don't right now, but I will soon enough. So let's go ahead and play Primeval Titan, get extra lands, have a Woodborn Behemoth be extra powerful, and then I should be possibly able to stomp my enemy. Also, I think we have the final confirmation. Gameslayer is playing as Hunter Strength, because this card doesn't exist in Sylvan's Might, only Hunter Strength deck. So, indeed, Gameslayer, this is pretty much in stack of 2 I'd call it a build order loss, because Hunter Strength pretty much has no chance against Chant of Moldaya unless it is very lucky, because both decks are aiming to do a similar thing, But Channel of the Mudra just does it way better, because it can get bigger creatures, it can get them faster, and those creatures are just bigger than the creatures that Hunter Strength has access to any day of the week. I would pick Eldrazi over anything else. Alright, so let's play another creature, or should I save this guy? Saving this guy isn't the worst of ideas, so what I might do is play the Crusher, attack as much as I can with those guys and the Crusher, and when the time comes I'll play all of this dust and then cast my Woodbound Behemoth, since I'll still have my mana to do so. Alright, Eldrazi on the battlefield, I have my guy, Primeval Titan, guess I can kill him, and he'll keep his Schedule Troll alive as well, because I can regenerate him. That said, do I actually want to allow this kind of trade? Probably yes, I'll still be able to deal some damage to him. Yeah, let's do it, and I'll get rid of one of the cards from the board. Sure, I'm losing my Titan, but I do gain more mana, which is what I like. And I've got 2 more Primeval Titans in my deck as well, so keep in mind that's okay. And I have enough mana to last me for lifetime as well, so that's good. Right, Gensei obviously going to use his regeneration ability, that was to be expected. But now he's going to lose one of his creatures at the very least, take 2 damage, which is okay. And he has to keep his troll alive, because he needs to be able to block my Eldrazi, otherwise he's in a very big problem. He has a very big problem, and he's got no real way around it. Now, thing is, I cannot go past his troll, and since I have no trample on my Eldrazi, I cannot do any damage against the via the use of my Eldrazi. I can only damage him via the use of my wicked creatures. However, my Eldrazi does have Annihilator too, so each time I attack, I destroy 2 of those cards, and after a while, guess he will simply have no cards. So he knows he's on a timer, which basically ran out already, and oh, he's going for Enlarge! His card is super powerful, and what is this symbol? I don't recognize the symbol. Power and Toughness, Trample, must be blocked if able. Oh, he's killing my Eldrazi. That's a smart move, I can commend you for that. Wow, very nasty, holy F me, that's a good move, I'm not gonna lie, I'm liking it a lot. So, I'm gonna play all the dust, because I hate this troll a lot. And I want him gone, as simple as that. Alright, now let's play my Behemoth, because he's still a very scary stumpy card, he's an 8/8 with trample. Good luck to anybody who tries to kill him, and I'm pretty sure Gensei does not have another Enlarge, or whatever this card is called. Yeah, it is called Enlarge. So there isn't really anything else you can do about such a big stumpy creature. There are some instances that could help him, or back in time at the very least, there are some creatures that could achieve the same thing. If he's got the Mastodon, he can... Another troll! You bastard! Thankfully I have trample, so I can start dealing damage to Gensei at the very least, but it's... Yeah, you can see why I'm annoyed. I mean, sure, there are more trolls in this deck, but it's really annoying he got it. Alright, so Gaea's Revenge, I can get it. It cannot be countered, which is basically a counter blue card, which is why I have it in my deck. It's a very nice card though. 8/5 for... Well, this amount of mana is not that great, but it's still very good against everything but a green enemy. Still, it's a fairly cool card, and I'm happy I can show it to you. And I guess you knows my hand is empty. Let's get rid of some mana from my deck, just to make sure I'm more likely to draw into Eldrazi's. Guess he still has 4 cards in his hand though, so even though I was hoping it would be a one game for me, it might actually not be. Alright, can Gensei buff his creature? It looks like he can, otherwise he wouldn't block. No, he cannot. He's just going to block my damage, because he knows he can block entire 8 damage from this guy, whereas this guy has trample, so some damage would go through anyway. Either way, despite the fact that Gensei is defending valiantly, I think that's the best way to put it, he still is on a timer. Oh, Protean Hawk. Alright. When it dies, he can get some creature on the battlefield. It's a very good card, but is it going to allow Gensei to win the game? No. That would be my guess. It will not be enough. First and foremost, I can kill it, but Gensei will get a card from it. However, regardless of that, well, Gensei has to sacrifice his troll if he wants to survive. So that's good, his troll will go down. Actually, no, he can survive on 1 health if he wants to keep his troll. The question is he willing to take that risk? He might, because he knows I have no instants that can damage him for 1 damage. So he is happily trading right there. His Protean Hawk is activating, and he's down to 1 health. So he's not gonna get a creature from that, which is fair enough. I'm not terribly afraid, although those could be some fairly powerful beasties. It could be this Undying creature, it's possible. It would be a fairly nice blocker. It could be another troll if he's got another one that is alive. What is it going to be? It is Vigor. Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. It's a very good pick. Basically, I cannot damage any creature aside from Vigor. And if I try, then there's more counters on Vigor. Very powerful card, very powerful. But I think I'm still going to attack because I've got Annihilator and I have Trample. So what Gameslayer will have to do is there any way he can survive? No, he probably lost anyway, unless... No, yes, maybe. He uses Vigor to block my Eldrazi. And he uses his Troll to block... Oh wait, it's my turn, sorry. And he uses his Troll to block my Woodbomb Behemoth. I didn't notice I didn't finish my turn. Alright, I thought his turn just finished. So, and he got another blocker. Yeah, he is going to survive. Annoyingly enough, unless I get a good draw. Which is not beyond the realms of possibility. He obviously cannot attack. If he attacks with any of those creatures, he is dead. I got a Primeval Titan, so I can keep on the pressure with my Tramples. Now, should I hold on with attacking, or should I keep the pressure? Honestly, I think I'm going to maintain the pressure just because I still have more Always Dust cards in my library, and if I play them, then this will be pretty much GG. I also have to attack with my Crushers, so let's attack with everything I can. Force Gameslayer to annihilate 2 of his own cards. This will be lands most assuredly. Now, he's going to trade favorably, and it is going to give a bunch of +1/+1 tokens on the Troll, no doubt. Maybe on the Spider, it's hard to say, but I would probably try to put it on the Troll, yes. So he's gonna do that, then he's gonna do that. Is he going to run his Vigor in as well? He probably won't. He knows that his Vigor is the only thing that is keeping him alive at this point in time. If he loses that, he's simply dead. Then again, yeah, he has to, because otherwise he dies. So he blocks all the damage from my Eldrazi, but he loses his Vigor. Alright, I need to make sure to target Vigor first, and then to target the Spider. Spider will stay alive. The Troll will stay alive and will have a bunch of +1/+1 counters. But the Vigor will be gone. I guess it will still have only 1 health. So obviously he's going to use Regenerate. Now, if he didn't, then that would be kind of silly and a 1 game for me. He's still holding on though. So that's 8 tokens. Substantial amount of tokens. And Vigor is dead. Yeah, 12-11. Very powerful. He cannot kill me outright, but he's almost there. If he can think of a way to lure my Primeval Titan, then he actually won. Can he do that in any way? I'm not sure, but he has the Sentinel Spider. Which is a problem, because he's got more and more creatures in the bot. I'm really hoping for all this dust at this point. Because if I don't get it, I'm dead. If I do get it, I win. Maybe there are other cards that could change the tide of the battle, it's hard to say. Either way, then again, if Gameslayer does attack, he loses. He cannot attack, of course, because he's only on 1 life and I do have Trample. So he cannot afford to attack, even though he's got such a powerful force. Now, do I dare to attack? Well, I think I do. So I put that on my Primeval Titan. Or better yet, I put that on my Eldrazi. Gameslayer shouldn't have anything that could stop me other than just block me outright. My Eldrazi will become 18-18. Sure, I will lose my Primeval Titan, that happens. Does it give me Trample? Yes, it does give me Trample. Right, so I won. Good. I didn't actually notice at first that it gives me Trample. So there's no way Gameslayer can now survive. I've got a lot of Annihilator, which is going to get rid of his lands. And he's going to have to sacrifice all of his creatures to defend, and that will still not actually be enough, because I've got trample and he doesn't have enough life in creatures on the board to actually win. Unless he's got some kind of really amazing great card that I don't know of, which could make him survive and then suddenly kill me, but that is not going to happen. Because in total on his board he's got 17, 21 life, and I can deal with 24 damage, so no matter what happens, gameslayer is dead. No matter how he blocks it, it's just impossible for him to survive. Alright, let's finish the spider first, because obviously Troll is going to survive, because he's got regeneration. It's not like it matters. Right now, I guess he's just trying to play for honor to take down my Eldrazi, but you cannot stop Eldrazi. He's going to kill you even though he's dead. And a 1 game for me. It was close, I liked it. It was also kinda troubling because of how close it was, but I'm liking it. If I am to die, it's a good way to die in such epic matches. Stay tuned. Okay, now we're moving on to game number 3, and I'm playing as Deadwalkers. Finally! Some dead people are going to join my cause, and interesting hand, 2 very cheap and powerful cards. Zombie Cat is nothing to sniff at, and then we've got some strange stuff like Zombie Apocalypse. Return all zombie creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, and Demon of Death's Gate, which is a bit too expensive to my liking. I would rather not have it, but with 3 mana and 2 very nice starting cards, I'm going to keep this hand. It's not the best, it's certainly not the worst either, however. Alright, I'm pretty sure I only have 1 black deck, so I guess they will know what I play as no matter what, so let's just show off with the coolest mana I have. And besides, it doesn't matter since I do start off with a zombie. That's a 2-2 on first turn. Yes, sure, she counts tapped. Honestly, it matters not, because it's still 2-2 on first turn. What is he going to do about it? Not much, but he is playing as Mask of the Mirror, which could be quite good against Deadwalkers. Deadwalkers are powerful, sure, but Masks of the Mirror, they are tricky sort, and they like to get rid of my cards that I could very much use. Especially the lands. I may have problems with lands. I already see I still only have 3 mana, and if I do not draw into more, I can be severely mana-starved, and against that I can abuse it to the maximum. He needs 3 mana, however, to start pumping out his more powerful creatures, however. Like the rats, the chitin rats are very annoying and very strong, good, well worth the price. Hopefully he cannot play them just yet. Alright, swamp, this is a really cool looking swamp, wow. Yeah, sure I'm gonna play that. Unfortunately nothing to follow it up, but I'm gonna still attack with all my creatures for 3 damage. Now if my zombie cat somehow dies, he really wants to get rid of my zombie, alright, fair enough. Now, if my zombie cat dies, I guess he has to sacrifice one of his cats, which is not the best for him, not the worst either. I'm honestly not sure if I wouldn't actually kill the cat first, but maybe he knows he's got nothing to put on the board for the time being. And indeed, if he had rats, he would play them just... No, he couldn't. In order to play the rats, you need 2 black mana and 1 blue mana. He has 2 blue, 1 black. So he's having probably a black mana deficit, that's what I'm hoping for at the very least. Right, I lost some mana, but I gained some mana, so it's okay in the long run. I now have access to Tendrils of Corruption, which can be used only against creatures, not to sell. I sometimes get confused, I don't know what is used against creatures and what is used against players, which can be my downfall every now and again. However, Tendrils of Corruption are very nice and safe card to have and stockpile for the Dark Lands because it deals enormous of the damage and also heals you for a lot. Very nice, not really board cleaner because it doesn't have area effective damage. And Lobotomy. Oh, Alex! I'm against I got access to Lobotomy. That's bad. It's a very nice and powerful card. If I were him, I would get rid of the Tendrils of Corruption, honestly. He knows I've got more than one of those cards in my deck and it's a very powerful card. Getting rid of Zombie Apocalypse, not the worst idea, not the best either. Getting rid of this demon, no point in doing that, because he knows I cannot play him anyway. Yeah, he's getting rid of Tendrils of Corruption. Wait, what? No, he got rid of Zombie Apocalypse. That is mighty surprising, I have to be entirely honest with you. Wow. Why? Okay then. I guess I cannot now return all of my zombies from the graveyard to the battlefield. Which is like, sure, do I care? Not really. It's not like I've got a lot of zombies in my hand, and Gessler knows this, he saw my hand with his own eyes. So even though I'm very likely to draw more zombies because I'm playing with a zombie-centric deck that is supposed to have a lot of zombies, I don't have them yet, so making me exile this card out of all of them, it's a fairly strange choice. Anyway, I guess I can now start making me discard cards and making him draw cards, which is very annoying. Thankfully he needs 4 mana to do that. Alright, so I can play another card. Right. He can make me discard a card, so I'm tempted to keep my ghoul in my hand so I can... You know what? I'm gonna play both of them just because this guy is quite frankly scary. So let's get rid of this guy. He could be very problematic for me. He could get rid of a lot of my cards that I really desperately need, and he would give much needed card roll for gameslayer as well. I'd much rather spend of my very powerful removal on this guy and just feel safer at heart. Meanwhile, my card is slowly but surely eating away, nabbing on Gensler's foot because he can. Because why not? And oh, that's a Surveying Sprite. Very annoying card. Gives him cheap card draw and is also a flying creature for 1/1. Obviously, in terms of strength, it's not the best, but it is flying, which means that Gensler has access to continuous source of damage on me. So I am kind of on the clock, but then again, I've got 26 life, which is substantially more than what Gensler has. Now, please, Gensler, beat up and kill my cat. Please, please, beat this down. Because sure, he will draw a card from it, but he will also have to discard a card. Which is, I guess, a way of getting a better hand, because you have more control over what you have in your hand. However, that would be a very dumb move to do. Yeah, he's not this dumb, unfortunately. I was really hoping he would be. Anyway, so far so okay. 7 mana on the battlefield, and I need 9. That's a lot of mana in order to play the Demon of Death's Gate. I'll probably not get enough mana to cast him. 9 mana is a lot, and I'll have to draw mana for 2 consecutive turns to get him relatively quickly, which is not what I want, honestly. I'd much rather actually have a better card, like a removal card, because this thing is now scary 5/5. Holy F me. Now, is Gensler going to attack? Probably not. He may want to defend. He doesn't want to defend. He wants to go for the throat. Alright, interesting. I do have 26 left, though. It's a very annoying number for a 5/5 creature to deal with, because it would take him some time. And he'll need quite a lot of this time. Alright. Instead, destroy target non-zombie creature. That's perfect. And I also get to return a zombie card from my graveyard to my hand. Do I have a zombie card in my graveyard? Yes, I've got a cat. How did I get a cat? Whatever. And I got another ghoul. I would probably rather get a ghoul just because of the extra damage. So let's get rid of this guy. Get a ghoul on the battlefield. Confirm. And bye-bye. Surveying Sprite with strange kind of looking armor. Guess it does get a card draw now, sure, but I've got more zombies. And I can replay this guy. Oh, I would have to sacrifice 3 black creatures and 6 life to play him. He's got flying and trample though. And I don't think Gensler really has a way of getting rid of this guy. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and attack. And I'll actually keep it under pressure. And I guess Gensler doesn't have anything on the board. And if I see that he can trade efficiently, then and only then I'll play this guy. Not before, however. Because I quite frankly just don't want to risk losing him to some kind of instant I'm not aware of how it works. Alright, what is it? Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player loses 5 life, unless I discard a card. Annoying, but I don't have a lot of spells anyway, so yeah. Wait, is it spell? Spell, so... Right. Let's strike when a creature dealt by damage by the skull dies, you gain life equal to this creature's toughness. Alright, that's a very good one. I'm going to deal some extra damage, that's 2 for 5 damage against that face. And then I'll be fancy and play my Demon of Death's Gate. Because I don't want to be forced to discard him, because against I may have some more cards that make me discard cards, which would be uncool. So... let's show off. It could be stupid what I'm doing right now, though. And winning the game is the most important thing for me. Let's just keep on what I have some cards in my hand for safekeeping, so if he does make me discard a card, I will discard my ghoul instead of my awesome demon, and next turn I should win regardless. I really feel like showing off my demon, but since it is very important that I win this best of 7, just to reach the other best of 7 in the future, I'm not going to go for any risky or showy flashy plays. It's better to play safe and steady than play in, you know, flashy manner to show your superiority, and the game says that. Alright, good to know. He might be trying to lure me into playing my Demon of Death's Gate by being like, oh yeah, you can kill me, and then using an instant on it. Greatness of Power, wait. Yeah, you and that opponent each gain control of all creatures the other control. Those creatures gain haste until... You should have played this before, Gameslayer. You really should have. Because now it's too late, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, anyway. I can no longer sacrifice my demon, which is slightly annoying, but he bought himself some time, which is what he needed. Alright, so far so good. I'll gain control back of those creatures soon, so that's okay. It's not like I lost them forever, so Giz is still in this game, hanging by a thread. But I'm making the deliberate choice not to play my demon. Ooh, maybe I should have. Necropolis Regent is a scary one, but she can only block one creature. And I still have 3 damage on the board, and bye-bye. I also have a cat, because hey, why not? Oh wait! I forgot about that. Yeah, let's do 5 life, it's okay. I have a ton of life. So, what happened to my cat? My cat decided not to come, he wanted to stay dead. Sure, I mean, cats have their own rights. I guess it's okay. Either way, it's an easy victory for me. I think I didn't get the very best cards, to put it lightly. But you know, I felt like it was close at some point when I didn't have a lot of cards in my hand. Sure, a little bit on the cheap side this victory was, but I'm not gonna complain. 2-1 for me. Alright, the time has come to play as a mind maze. I honestly expect Gameslayer... Ooh, hold on a second, I need to think. Do you want to keep it? It does have 4 mana, but this combination... Illusionary Angel is good, but not very good. I don't dare and risk it. I'll keep it even though it's a fairly mediocre hand, but it does have some early action and does have Phantasmal Image as well, which is the core of my deck. So anyway, I expect Gameslayer to play either as Sword of the Samurai or... what was it called? Dodge and Ban. No. Whatever. And he played as Savannah Might. Alright? So there is that. Silver Might unfortunately is fairly good against Mind Maze. No, what did I expect him to play as? Whatever, it doesn't even really matter. Anyway, I got yet another mana, which is a problem, because Mind Maze, deceptively despite being a blue deck, is actually focused around fast early game action. It's supposed to attack the enemy, start the pressure up early, and never let go. And it doesn't look like it's what is happening for me right now, just because I've got a lot of mana and not too many good creatures, or not too many creatures or cards at all. Right, so this is a problem. Spire Tracer is not a very big deal, but there's also the Warcaller, and Gameslayer keeps gaining more life. Which isn't a big deal in and of itself. The big deal is that Gameslayer already has 3 cards on the battlefield, and those cards, yeah, once he gets something that buffs all the elves, I'll be in some serious trouble. So let's think. Do I want to get this card? Whenever another creature just enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. I may want it. I actually do want this card, just because I want to be able to gain life. This will buy me a little bit more time and allow me to stay in the game for... I don't know what for. I do have very nice card combinations, but right now I only have blue mana and no cards to play. I mean, that are very good. I mean, Illusionary Angel is actually a very good illusion. I mean, 4/4 for free, but it's very deceptive actually, because in reality it costs you more than that. Alright. Revealed card. Ooh, what? No. Ooh, yeah, why did it reveal? It's because, look at the 5. You may reveal any number of cards from among them and put revealed in your hand. Alright then. So I'm not guessing has some very annoying and nasty cards. Obviously I'm not going to block, I would rather not. What can I do in this situation? Not a lot. I'm hoping to get my Illusionary Mage and then play him in combination with Phantasmal Image, and then I'll become much stronger all of a sudden. But until that happens, Yeah, more mana. This is bad. Mindmaze, don't fail me, please. You're my favorite deck of all times. I keep saying that. Please remain my favorite deck. Alright, I cannot play the Angel. I'll keep him because, or the her, because I'll be able to play her later. Right. Gaining more life is nice. I've got a 3-4 blocker on the battlefield. Unfortunately, if it targets me in any way, shape or form, I die instantly. Thankfully, he doesn't have too many instants in his deck. He does have some though, so never count them out. Pretty much every deck has some. Ooh, Immaculate Magistrate, super powerful card. And I just have no counters. That I just realized I didn't draw a single counter yet. This is Mind Maze. Why do you betray me? Alright. I got the Lord of the Unreal. This is what I needed. Desperately. Let's play him. And then I will be able to start buffing my illusions to a very nice extent. However, I'm still far away from winning because I do not really have premium removal. I have very good counters, but not premium removal. Anyway, let's create my illusions incredibly powerful and basically create a failsafe. Right now it's almost impossible to get rid of a hexproof on my illusions, just because... Let's attack for 5 damage, why not? Simply because, well, it's an illusion that gives my illusions hexproof, so as long as I keep my hexproof illusion alive, all my illusions are hexproof, and also they have increased damage and health, or rather power and toughness, as they are called into this game. So even though my board lineup is fairly powerful, no doubt about that, it's still very dodgy. I mean, Elf team can just ramp out like crazy, especially if you have no counters and no removal. And I don't have any of those. So if Gameslayer plays good Elves on the battlefield, he's got this. And there's nothing I can stop him, no way I can stop him. He has very powerful F cards that can benefit other Elves or just gain more power from other Elves. Now Gameslayer just wants to give him literally infinite life, which he can easily do now because every time he wants life he can get it. And yeah, this is a problem. Because this thing basically allows Gameslayer to get any card he wants. And now he also plays Magistrate to give one of his cards a ton of tokens. 7/7. Even if I didn't have this guy tapped, I wouldn't want to block this because it's 7/7. I'll lose my illusion and I'll be fairly annoyed at that. I honestly think I lost. I cannot see a way for me to win, and I'm browsing through all the cards I've got in my deck right now. But there isn't really anything that can make me survive now. I've got plenty of things that are supposed to stop this kind of thing from happening. I'm looking at a bajillion of counters, but I didn't draw any of them until now. Not a single one. I'm very, very unlucky. I think the game is kind of making up for the last victory, but this is just flat out unfair. Alright, so that's 7 damage, that will be 14 damage, next 10. 15, 16, I'm dead. I am dead. Yeah, there's no way. I mean, I can block and then I'll survive at the cost of a lot of my illusions, so I guess I'll stay in the game and pretend like I can do something. But most likely, considering the game still has 2 cards in his hand, he's gonna win now. And what is this? Yeah, sure. Yeah. That's legit. It seems legit. Oh, why Mind Maze? I love you! This is injustice at its finest. I want to show off how awesome Mind Maze is, and I cannot do this because I have the worst job possible. I mean, you've seen Mind Maze before with many of my decks, and every time Mind Maze was amazing, doing really well, holding its own. And nowadays I'm having this horrible luck, this absolute abhorred luck with Mind Maze that makes me draw the wrong cards all the time. This time it was all mana, no counters whatsoever. With counters I would have been able to own Gameslayer perfectly, because creature-wise I had a very nice composition. My Lord of the Unreal were there. Well, that was a crash. I'm not sure if the footage is completely fine or not. Either way, we're now 2-2, so it's a tie, and I went for dodge and ban because it's a fairly nice deck. But this hand, no, draw a new hand. Too much mana, way too much mana. Alright, double counter with an okay creature. I'll keep it just because I have a nice mix of mana and I do have counters. And oh, guess I went for Shadow Moldar. Yeah, right now we're at this point where we both have good decks left. So I was kinda hoping he would go for dodge and ban himself, but he didn't, so no mirror for us. I'm not sure why I hoped for a mirror, because, well, maybe because last mirror I dominated, because I was lucky, but then again, it's statistically, I guess, more likely that I'll then lose the next mirror, so yeah. Right, so far, Gameslayer is doing okay, still having his mana, nothing out of the extraordinary. So yeah, so far so normal. I, however, can start applying the pressure, and this is very important. I can apply the pressure like crazy with my current deck. And I also have a lot of counters, so I can't deny Gameslayer his counter draw possibly. Unless he plays a very, very good counter draw this turn, which is possible. But, additional land, yeah, he will actually gain a ton of land this turn. Lucky bastard, because otherwise I would have been able to counter him very easily. But he didn't have mana. Oh, his mana star! Oh! Oh! Gameslayer, I feel so sorry for you! Gameslayer is mana starved. OMG. He's playing a Shadow of the Buldaya. And his mana starved. That was his chance to get 5 mana on the board on turn 2. But he didn't draw mana. He is utterly effing mana starved. I feel so very sorry for him. No, Gameslayer, you're not playing that. Let's think. I think I'm gonna go for Fort Bind. Bye. You're not gonna get even more mana. It's, I mean, he desperately needs mana, so right now I'm way more than okay spending mana on his stuff. Oh, he's actually gonna get more mana either way. Still, it's okay. I countered one of his extra mana again. He's still gonna have a lot of mana, so I guess... Yeah, it looked like a little tragedy for Gameslayer, but he did get his mana in the end, so it's not a very big deal. I stick on my counters, thankfully, but look at the amount of mana he's got now. It's quite a substantial lead on me, so now he can start playing his Primeval Titans and all this other nasty stuff, but he doesn't have a lot of cards left in his hand, which could be a problem. I'm not gonna play anything, there's literally no point to do, so I'll just attack him for 1 and make sure that I stick on my cancel at the ready, because if Gameslayer does play a Primeval Titan, this is something I definitely desperately need to counter. It feels nice to play with a blue deck that actually has counters, you know? Something that I couldn't experience last time. Alright, what is this? I actually got rid of this card. Draw 3 cards. I'm actually still going to counter him simply because Gameslayer is having a problem with card draw, and I don't want him to draw what he needs. So go away, dear sir. You're not gonna get extra cards. Can you play anything else? No. Good. It means he actually has no more mana. He potentially could have played something different this turn. It's hard to say though. Alright, so what do I have? I can draw cards or deal more damage. I probably should keep this card as a damage dealing card, just because, you know, to be able to get rid of the Eldrazi. Then again, this damage will hardly be enough to get rid of an Eldrazi. This thing, 2 damage to each player and each creature. That would kill my guy, actually. So I can draw 2 cards. And because this card is not the best, and especially not against Chant of the Mudaya, I think I'm just gonna draw 2 cards. But then again, Gameslayer will know that I have a counter. F it. Let's draw cards. And this will actually increase the damage of my guy, so I'll be able to harass Gameslayer a little bit better. But so far I wasn't able to deal a ton of damage. I can sacrifice 2 mountains and deal 4 damage. 4 damage isn't bad, but it's not exactly amazing either, not against the big stumpy creatures that Gameslayer has. Although in combination with some other cards, I will be able to, for example, kill Primeval Titan with that, and maybe like my Kiln Fiend, that's how it's called, alright. Now he knows I've got no counter, so he can safely play his Eldrazi. He surely has an Eldrazi. Or my Primeval Titan. Primeval Titan goes first, probably a wise choice, even if he has both. And now he's got all the mana he needs, and as such he's more likely to draw into non-mana cards as well. And holy F! Right! He's got the Eye of Ujin. It's a card that I don't have, but he has it. So now he can play Eldrazi for super cheap. This is an OP card. I mean, it's legendary, so it's supposed to be OP, but it's ridiculously good. Alright, well, this is a problem. How do I deal with that now? I don't actually have the mana to play Chantbreaker Devils, which is very annoying. If I kept drawing mana, I probably would still be able to win this game, but now it's a little bit more problematic. Actually, I have mana. I can play Chantbreaker Devils. Do I want to play them right now, however? They will survive whatever comes at them this turn. I will not be able to block Primal Titan or kill him. However, it will give me back my cancel, possibly? Why would I need that? Do I want to play them, or do I want to go for Wee Dragonette plus Kiln Fiend combo and then try to rush him down, which is doable? I think it's in my best interest to go for... having access to councils could be better. Let's regain access to counters first, I think. Maybe not the best idea. I mean, with those two on the battlefield, I would have a substantial amount of potential damage, and by casting just one spell, I would be able to blast Gameslayer away very, very easily. So, there is that. But I think going for Charmbreakers first is a better idea, just because I can start redrawing some of my cards, and maybe, just maybe, this council will be useful. Alternatively, I may get Foldbind, which will actually be kind of useless, or Invoke the Fireman, which will be okay. So either way, Charmbreakers are fairly nice, and they do gain power when I cast something, so I can hit against them for a substantial amount of health each time I actually do attack with them. The question is, when will I want to attack with them? Probably never-ish. So that's what the Gameslayer wants to play. He has a card to play. He's got 3 cards in his hand. Those are very powerful edge rats, no doubt about that. He wants to see if I'm going to block first. Alright. He does gain extra mana from it as well. Alright. Do I want to block and sacrifice some of my mountains? You know what? I think I would be okay with that. Yeah, okay, let's block and let's kill this guy. Sacrifice 2 mountains, creatures, this thing, and 2 mountains are gone. I'm okay in terms of land, 4 mana is good enough, I still have red mana, and I expect to draw more red mana as well. So either way, this guy is obviously very much so dead. It hurts to lose 2 mountains, don't get me wrong, but I would rather get rid of the Primeval Titan than just leave him on the board, because if Gameslayer has too many cards on the battlefield, then this would be bad. And all this dust is coming out, and gets rid of my Charmbreaker Devils, and he's got the Grazing Cold Heart as well. Surprising he actually wants it, but fair enough, I guess. I could Pongify it, but Pong is still a 3/3 green ape, which is, technically speaking, more powerful than a 2/2 creature, but this thing also gives Gameslayer more life, which he really does need. Let's keep the Pongify, because it synergizes well with my cards. Alright, so let's start with Wee Dragonauts. And I cannot play anything else this turn. Unfortunately, I didn't draw more mana. Pongify is actually, I just realized, a very nice counter to Eldrazi, because I can just Pongify on Eldrazi and turn something like that is like 2020 to a 3/3, which is great. Unfortunately, now Gameslayer is starting to regain his mana, and oh boy. That's Artisan of Kozilek, so that's pretty bad. I guess they thought about this for a long time, didn't he? That's what he had planned from the start. So now he's got his Primeval Titan back on the battlefield. That's a very nice card combination he drew, although I have to admit, it's a very nice, fairly lucky combination as well. I mean, Primeval Titan lured me into spending my stuff, then all this does, then this combination. It's a very nice combination. And I'm kinda jealous of him being able to draw that. But nothing. Wait. Nothing. Yeah, I'm just changing my mind. Alright, so what did I get? Breaking Point. That would force Gameslayer to take 6 damage, because he probably doesn't want to sacrifice anything, but I still have no red mana! Maybe it was a mistake to... I mean, it obviously was a mistake to get rid of Primeval Titan, since he came back anyway. Well, no. Yes, actually that's okay. Alright, so let's play this guy like this. That's an instant, right? Right, so I can keep it as an instant. And either works when he attacks or when he does damage. Attacks, so I do need to kill him right now. I mean, Pongify him right now. So I think I need to waste my Pongify. I mean, I would love to use my increased damage, but rushing against there is not exactly an option. So let's do that. Let's Pongify this guy, because quite frankly he is horrible and he needs to be an ape. Now I've got a ton of damage on the board, but it's not entirely helpful now, is it? I really do need breaking point. Alright, there is an ape. I'm pretty sure I lost this, unless I get... No, I don't know what I could do. Eye of Undine has been activated. Ujin. I should have banned this card or something. It's ridiculous that he has it and I don't. Yeah, I don't care. He grinded for it. Yeah, that's not fair. Grinding should be forbidden. Says the guy who grinded his mind maze to maximum. But hey, my mind maze, I would like to point out, betrayed me in a major way. So it's still unfair and stuff. I refuse to acknowledge his victory. Anyway, it is obvious that I'm going to lose now, so I kinda want Gensai to just win faster, for crying out loud. Because there's nothing I can do to survive. I mean, I think there's Spirit Away, which I can gain. So maybe there's a hope for me, but I will not block those guys, no way. Let's keep blocking. Take 9 damage to the face, that's a lot of damage I have taken. Let's just make it quick, but if I do gain Spirit Away, which I didn't gain, right, sure. Yeah. That doesn't help. I mean, I could... No. Just to show how I disapprove this thing. Fire away! Kill everything. Yeah, I'm not happy with how this went at all. Just kill me quickly against there. I want this to get over with. And I'm going to pause recording right here because there's no point in you watching this. So stay tuned to the next match. Guess is winning 3-2, but it's not the end yet. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. I'm going for Hall of Champions, reason being that Hall of Champions is marginally better against Sword of the Samurai and it's still very good against Dodge and Burn, and those are the two decks that Gensai still has access to. Those guys are very good counters to Sword of the Samurai BS because they can destroy artifacts and enchantments, and Martial Coup, for crying out loud, is an amazing card, so I'll keep this hand and go ahead and start playing stuff. Obviously Gensai knows that I have white, because he knows I can either play as Awesomeness Glory or Hall of Champions. He simply doesn't know which one I went for unless he recognizes the artwork. Those two actually do have different artwork. So I guess I went for Dodge and Ban instead of Sword of the Samurai. He is saving the Sword of the Samurai. He knows he's gonna have a chance to... Where did I get... I got rid of all my islands, didn't I? Where did that come from? That's very strange. Kinda worrying, if I have to be entirely honest with you. Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and review my hand and go and cast my very important creature. Unfortunately, now we know it's not going to be used against Sword of the Samurai. I kinda figured Gameslayer would probably go for Sword of the Samurai last, but having a full game of 7 games is the best, and this deck is pretty good regardless of what games I went for. Whereas Awesomeness Glory, even though still very powerful, is slightly weak against Sword of the Samurai. Alright, this 1-2 is slightly troubling, so let's go for an Exalted, just to buff my guy slightly, and to go for even more guys that also are Exalted. And now I've got not impenetrable defense, but honestly I don't want to defend at all, I just want to attack with everything I have at all times. So that's 3 Exalted, so that's a 5-5 creature starting to apply damage on Gameslayer. I mean, it's Dodge and Ban. I cannot underestimate this deck. It's Gameslayer's Dodge and Ban. He knows how to play this deck. It's a very scary deck, and he's got a nice combination of cards in there. He can have plenty of scary things left, like counters to counter my Martial Coup. I need to be aware of that. However, right now there's no reason whatsoever for me to play Martial Coup. So yeah. What is Gensai going to play as? Well, he went for Compulsive Research, so he is looking for better cards, and he's also gonna give himself more damage. He will probably try to go for a life trade scenario, so he's gonna hit me for as much as he can and hope that I don't counter him. But actually, I kinda do want to kill his guy, which may surprise him, it probably will, but right now the way I see it is, I still have plenty of damage on the board, and he's got nothing on the board. And because he's Dodge and Ban, he may not actually regain any creatures. Because the Dodge and Ban is actually kinda notorious for possibly not having any creatures. Alright, the Sigil Blessing is a very nice instant, as is Martial Coup. And Sigil Blessing is relatively cheap, so I can possibly lure counters with it. Unfortunately, I didn't have a creature to play right now, which I was really hoping for some Exalted goodie. But oh! I forgot about I was just, you know, I would have dealt one more damage if I attacked with only my Pride Mage, but I kind of pressed, you know, attack with everything just because I got used to it. Anyway, Electrolyze, what is this? This is a damage dealing ability, I'm pretty sure. So what is it going to do? 2 damage divided. Alright, so don't want to waste my Sigil Blessing. Yes, let's waste it. Because I don't want to lose anything. Alright, so now I'm not going to lose anything. Guess that I wasted his thing on dealing 1 damage to me, but I also wasted mine instead on preventing that from happening, so it's not a very big deal on either of our sides. Unfortunately, not being too lucky so far, I've got Martial Coup level 5, which is nice, but I would like to keep it for when I guess I actually play something big on the battlefield. No, you stay there. Not making that mistake again. That deals more damage. 4 damage is more than 3 damage. That was really stupid of me, what I did last time. It probably won't matter in the end, but who knows, maybe it will. This game is still developing. I guess he has 8 cards in his hand. 8 cards is a lot of cards in case you were wondering. And it makes me rather terrified because I only have 2, and one of them is mana. So things could be better. Guess he has plenty of ways to remove my cards from the board. Question is, does he want to do that? Well, if he had cards like Sulphurous Blast, I have no idea why he wouldn't use them right now. I mean, sure, he would lose 2 health, but he would make sure that I have nothing left on the board, and indeed, he is smart enough to go for Sulphurous Blast. Good. Not sure why he didn't use it earlier, but maybe he simply didn't have this card. Alright. Not you going for Martial Coup at all. I refuse to use this card until there is something valuable from Gameslayer's side, because this card is effing blastly powerful. I don't know what it means, but that's what this card is. Please play Charmbreaker Devils, because I want to annoy you. Yes, thank you! Martial Coup incoming! Oh yes, this would be a lot of soldiers from me. A lot of soldiers, and nothing from Gameslayer's side. What a shame. And oh man, this is pretty scary. Sublime Angel will give all my creatures exalted. All the creatures that I will summon. Anyway, I guess I can't counter this card, so let's go for 5. Destroy the Charmbreaker Devil and summon 5 soldier. Hi. Yes, it does. It certainly does. It certainly does protect me. That was a nice one. I like playing against Gameslayers. It's relaxing sometimes, unless I get salty. But today I didn't get salty yet. I mean, maybe I did. Did I? For sure, I know that I felt relatively okay. Which is a very vague thing to say, but still. Alright, Gamslayer knows he has to start killing my guys, because if I play something with Exalted, then he's in a bit of trouble. But he's still in a bit of trouble, so he has counter left. That's, I can guarantee. So, flank protection from all colors. Very nice, very powerful. Let's keep it, let's lure out the counter first. Yeah, no matter what, Gamslayer is going to take 4 damage now. Yeah, so let's lure out the council. I know he's got it. No? No, he doesn't. Alright then. Char instead. Well, maybe I should have gone for the other angel, but I was seriously expecting a council. He does have councils in his deck. So I guess I'm excused. Alright then. Fair enough. Let's go ahead and keep attacking. I should have probably started with Iridescent Angel, but I liked it better, so I wanted to keep it for safekeeping. Anyway, guess he has 2 life left. If he's got another Sulphurous Blast... Actually, wait. He's dead! Right! 4 life. And I had 4 damage. Okay. Let's just ignore anything happen. Forget anything happened. 3-3! Now to lose against Sword of the Samurai. Alright. Awaken's Glory versus Sword of the Samurai. I would say that 10 out of 10 times Sword of the Samurai wins. Will this be one of the 3 times? Elder Cathar. A 3 mana drop. Not a very bad one. Sunblast Angel. Very powerful, good against what Gameslayers has. And Path to Exile. Nothing early game, unfortunately, which is what I really need. I'm hoping to draw into a good 1 mana cost card. I'm taking a big risk, but against Sword of the Samurai you need luck. Because on paper I should lose this match just because it's Sword of the Samurai. Sword of the Samurai is incredibly powerful. Unfortunately, I got a very expensive card, which doesn't help me in the slightest. And as such, I'm in a little bit of trouble. I hope I get something to play on turn 2 at the very least. If I have to wait until turn 3 to play anything, then I'm certainly doing poorly. Thankfully, Gessler isn't playing anything either, and he's got no red mana yet. Alright, another Cathar. Not what I wanted at all, but since Gessler didn't play anything as of yet, I'm more or less okay with that. So far, we're both playing slow and steady, but he's got red mana. Now bad things are about to happen. And the anime guy, which is a card that is really weird, and I don't really know what the F is all about. Alright, let's see. First strike Bushido 1. Do I want to get rid of it? No. Not yet, at the very least. Maybe I want to get rid of it to survive, to let my guy live, but this guy's not meant to live. Then again, this guy can trade so well that I might do something of the sort. Either way, let's start playing my Cathars. I got plenty of them, unfortunately. Now, the thing is, later on, I may actually just go for Devout Invocation, which might win me the game. Same goes for Sunblast Angel. But it's difficult to say if that will be the case. I'll need a lot of mana to activate those cards, and I may not live until that point. Thankfully, Sworded Samurai, as powerful as it is, sometimes it takes a little while to start up, but this is certainly not the case. F me, this sort of Fire and Ice is what is going to be my undoing. I'm obviously going to keep blocking +2/+2 and protection from blue and red, which is not a very big deal. But look at what else is there. It deals 2 damage to target creature and gets to draw a card. Unless I block it, which is like the only thing I can do, but it's still fairly bad. So what I can do and what I will do is I'll lure Gessler into equipping the sword and then I'll Path to Exile. I don't want to give Gessler access to more mana, but I don't want to take this damage either. So yes, I will attack. Why not? Start dealing some early damage. That's certainly something I need to do against Sword of the Samurai, and besides, I only need 1 card to block, or rather pretend that I'm going to block, and Gessler has no way of blocking my cards, so by all means I will attack there. And Gessler, what are you going to do? Are you going to attach your sword outright? It only costs 2. He may do 2 things at once, or he may play something for 4 mana in total. Does he have more mana though? He may be mana starved, but even if he is, I'm okay with giving him mana just because I cannot allow his sword to be there. Oh, he did it Samurai. Now this is bad because this guy will get more and more powerful. And he'll continue to gain, to become more and more powerful. Alright, I'll skip blocking. I still want to use Path to Exile on whatever creatures that is going to wield the sword. Besides, right now I don't want to give Gessler access to any mana because he's obviously having a problem with that. Now, this monk, this would indeed give me access to 2 1/1 white spirits. Yes, would be able to deal 2 damage to one of my cards. Yeah, okay, I'm going to play my monk. He has vigilance. He does give me access to spirits. And he is a 5/5 now. So it is a fairly okay setup. Do I, however, want to attack? Not really. Bushido doesn't work when defending. Yeah, when it blocks or becomes blocked. Exactly. So definitely not attacking because this would be rather silly. I'm going to skip attack and stay on the defensive. Now, unfortunately, I will probably have to take the damage to the face. Because Gessler now will probably equip his sword. However, so far I've been relatively lucky-ish. Gessler didn't get enough mana to play his really scary stuff. So Sword of Ice and Fire is coming out, which is very scary and powerful, but its extra effects do not come into play if I block Gessler, which I certainly will. I could actually kill this guy. It is tempting, I'm not gonna lie, but it is even more tempting to kill this guy. But it will take a lot of effort because he will become a 3/4. I can still kill him though. So let's go ahead and do something like this and block this guy like so. I'm not going to block him with everything because Bushido and stuff. Although maybe Bushido what? How much Bushido does he have? He's got Bushido 1, so he would be a 5/5. But he would kill my creature. Oh no. He would kill my creature first because he's got first strike, right? So I'm definitely going to do something like this. Block right now. And brute for. Oh wait, what? Oh, 3/3 until end of turn. This is very nasty and annoying. It's a very extremely powerful card. That is just. It shouldn't be here. Do not approve at all. Not in the slightest. Well, at the very least, I prevented Gensei from being able to deal any damage to me. However, on the other hand, things are not going optimal for me because I lost a lot of stuff. Alright. Choose a creature to gain +1/+1 counters. This creature. Certainly. I actually could have gained to a flyer now that I think about it, but now I've got a 6/6, which is pretty strong, and it might be good enough to block some of those samurai, whereas this guy, even as a 3/3, would probably not be good enough. Alright, what do I have? Mentor of the Meek, whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under my control, I may pay 1 and then I draw a card. This will never happen knowing my luck, unfortunately. I'll still do it. Hello is probably worthless for me at this point, unfortunately. So let's play this. Because I still have access to Path to Exile. And I'll probably have to exile the Kitsue Blade Master. Anyway, I'm going to end it now. I will not attack with my flying creature, even though I really want to. I'll probably need to sacrifice something when attacking. Guys, I still have 5 cards in his hand. He is no longer mana starved, which is very scary. And he's got a very powerful board that I have nothing to put up against, which is certainly a problem. And for crying out loud, sort of War and Peace as well, just to make it even more obnoxious. For crying out loud, the gameslayer. This is why I really wanted to use my half champions against the samurai, but I was afraid that as Abaca's Glory I could have lost against Dodge and Bend. That's why I didn't go for Abaca's Glory, because I wanted to reach this final stage. Oh, wait, what? Why can I not block it? Oh, protection from light! And that FNBS. Protection from light. I cannot do anything about this guy, ever. I cannot destroy his sword either. Alright, he's going to kill this guy, so I'm going to give myself more mana. Because you know I might as well. Yes, I do want to use this ability, and now I have mana. Good. Well, I wasn't able to dispatch any of his creatures, but... no matter how I look at this, it's super bad. It is BS, in fact. No. I'm not enjoying this final match, not in the slightest. I expected this because it is so to the samurai in the end, but it's still... When enters the battle, no, because then against it transfers the protection from light to this guy, and his then can still kill me. Right? I mean, this guy will have 2 damage. That's extra 2 damage. Right, so he will have extra 4 damage, so he'll be able to do 6 damage, and also do 2 damage to anybody or just me? Target creature or player. So yeah, he is going to be able to kill me regardless of what I do, because of the swords that Gensei can simply attach to him. Very annoying. I can just, you know, stand my ground, but I lost anyway. Shame, really. It's a real shame. Well, F might be. There ain't nothing. I got nothing. I don't want to read what Gensei wrote in the chat. It's something BSy. I don't like him. I'm no longer relaxed. It's not a fun time I'm having anymore. I mean, this is what sort of the samurai does to you, doesn't it? It was the same thing with Gensei when he was facing sort of the samurai and lost. Because how are you supposed to deal with that? There's no way. Protection from everything, pretty much. Ultimate damage. And that's only a pick of what sort of samurai was able to do. And keep in mind, Gensei was also mana staff. There's just no words in Entish, Orcish, or Humanish that can describe it. And for crying a lot, Gensei, hurry up. Why did you play Term of Expanse? Just to troll me, most likely, because Kia? What on earth does Kia mean? I have no idea. Anyway, just for crying aloud, kill me already. Oh, you know what? I can just end this cast right here. It was PANCZASU, so imagine it's fine for so much. Enjoy this and please like it, maybe leave a comment below because I'll really if you can. Yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you online.